Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Jeremy Fuller State Farm, United Rentals, Lynx Roofing, Orthopedic Performance Institute, Frost Bank, The Branch, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge, Christopher Ashley Pools, Singer Services, Methodist Healthcare, and Wick Productions. We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Rangers appreciate Jeremy Fuller State Farm's support year after year of our Smithson Valley athletes. If you need home, auto, insurance, and more, call Jeremy Fuller State Farm today. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Smithson Valley Ranger athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. When you are ready to complete your backyard paradise, Christopher Ashley Pools can bring your vision to life.
Final night of the regular season for the 5A Division I defending state champion Smithson Valley Rangers. We welcome you to Spring Branch and Ranger Stadium as the 8-1 Rangers host the Titans from Victoria East. Hector Ledesma alongside Brian Hill. And Brian, the second season awaits, but first thing first, a regular season to close out tonight against the Titans squad that comes in of a rough year, but as mentioned, always a team that puts up a good effort.
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Ford and his staff, they do a good job. I mean, just watching these guys on film, you could tell their schemes and their formations and what they try to do is well thought out. They've fallen up a bit short in recent games, but they do a good job. And one thing that will play hard. And obviously they are out of the playoff picture, so this is the last game for for every one of their seniors, and last ball game of the year. So you can no doubt that you're going to get their best effort tonight.
Rangers coming in knowing that they, no matter what happens tonight, are the District 13 5A D1 champions, undefeated in league play as we're underway with the opening kickoff. Taken at the 20, Hunter Howe crossed the 25, trying to reverse course. Some resistance and down it right around the 26. And that's where Smithson Valley will start its first possession after winning the coin toss and obviously electing to receive.
Yeah, tried to reverse fields there, showing a different look. A lot of times Smithson Valley will return it to just whatever side it's kicked. But every now and then they can do that, and so no doubt they think that would be more successful than that, but also wanted to get that on film so future opponents know that the Rangers have that in their arsenal so they can't overload one side. So Ranger offense will start just about where they would if they'd have fair caught it, right at about the 25-yard line.
Always thinking ahead, especially on the final night of the regular season. Keyword regular. Ty Knutson usually, as is usually the case I should say, starting quarterback, shotgun out to Hunter Haug. On 1st and 10, Ty and Hunter connecting for what appears to be another first down. Yep, moving the change on the first play from scrimmage.
And that's going to be there pretty much all night. Victoria East, their kind of philosophy in the secondary is don't get beat deep. They play a lot of soft coverage. And so those underneath throws, the stops, the slants, the hitches, those are going to be there as often as the Rangers want to tonight unless they change something.
Ty, 1,425 yards coming in. Gunnar Sjoquist getting a start for a second straight week. Gunnar, a spectacular effort last week. Big game in a win against MacArthur and picking up where he left off last week.
Yeah, and you could just tell, only a sophomore, but you could tell the bright future for him. He's kind of a taller, lankier type running back, and he kind of just glides through there. Makes very good cuts, very good vision, obviously good blocking up front, but really big game last week. He's going to have a really bright future for the Rangers.
143 rushing yards on just 8 carries. Haug, this time on our side, second completion of the night for the Knudsen-Hall combination, and this one gets the Rangers to Victoria East 31.
Impressive throw there, deep out route, 15, 20-yard comeback. Has to hold on to it for a little while in the pocket, but does a good job of avoiding pressure, stepping up and throwing it on a line. That's a Saturday-type throw right there, a deep out route, 15, 20 yards, and he made it look easy. And getting Haug involved early, 2 catches out of the first 3 plays.
Knudsen has thrown 170 passes. This 171 complete again to Haug inside the 20, and of those 171, he's completed 112 of them. This one gives the Rangers another first down.
Again, those underneath throws, the stops, the hooks, the slants, are going to be there all night. And so good read by Ty. We motioned Sjoquist out of the backfield to the twin receivers, and then defense went with him. So he knew he had one-on-one on the backside, just had to get it over an outside linebacker, and he did it perfectly well. And 3 out of 4 plays, ball's in Haug's hands.
Ball at the 20, Braxton Sawyer in motion. Here's Sjoquist looking to come right. Nothing there initially, staying on his feet and gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good job by the D-line. Didn't quite see which defensive end it was, whether that was 15 or 43 there. I think it was 15, yeah. So Khalil Prater, he did a good job. We tried to run a counter play. He saw it and squeezed and kind of blew up the puller, making the running back have to bounce, and it was good pursuit from the linebacker. So good play by their defensive end there.
Khalil Prater, Israel King, Hagen Cruz, and Luis Aguilar to the defensive line. Over the middle, flag, they were looking for Isaiah Reggie. And so the Rangers, all indications are, will get the benefit of the laundry.
Yeah, tried to run a little quick skinny glance from the inside receiver. Ty let it
Pass
go.
interference on the defense, number 13.
Safety just kind of reached out last second, wrapped his arm
Automatic
around
first
and
down.
grabbed his shoulder, kind of slowing the progress there. And so Rangers will get a fresh set of downs, half the distance to the goal. So they'll have 1st and goal from what looks like the 5.
Jaden Soto, Noah Shepard, Caleb Alvarez, the linebackers for Victoria East. Isaiah Taylor, Travis Zimmer, Devin Cuevas, and Darius Ernest, the secondary for the Titans. At the 5, Rangers, as is so often the case, moving the ball well in the early going. Knudsen, pitch to Sjoquist, going left, cuts it inside the 5, and Gunnar Sjoquist, who scored 2 touchdowns last week, gets into the end zone for the first score tonight.
Yeah, good job. Little misdirection, quick pitch out, try to get the edge, and a great job by the fullback Sawyer getting out in front and kicking the outside guy. Good vision by Sjoquist. Instead of trying to outrun it to the corner, stuck his foot, read the block from Sawyer, cut it up in there, lowered his shoulder, going to the end zone. So picture perfect drive for the Rangers to start. After Amaya bangs this through, it'll be 7-0. And anytime you win the toss and take the ball, you definitely want to go put points on the board. Otherwise, it's kind of deflating deciding to take the ball and not get any points from there. So good job by the offense.
It's what the Rangers have done more often than not in 2025. We're back after this right here on GVTC, our Thursday night kickoff, seeing the Rangers kick this one off with 7 right away.
I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's roof, the 2nd toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Rangers Stadium, and just 2.5 minutes into the ball game, less than that, Smithson Valley takes the opening kickoff, goes right around 84 yards and puts 7 on the board. And Trent Amaya, who just booted the extra point through, will kick us off. And Trent's kick, fair caught at right around the 10, and that's where the Titans at the 25 is where they'll start their first possession here of the night. Brian mentioning Victoria East kind of struggling coming in, just a 1-8 record, but the reality is this district is no fun to have to go through, and Victoria East unfortunately kind of lumped in with the likes of the Rangers, Piper, New Braunfels, Champion, etc. in 13-5A D1.
Yeah, kind of a victim of realignment there, and so I'm guessing that come this February when realignment comes out again, they'll be eager to check to see where they get in. Obviously a far drive, not just the competition, but they're a good 2 hours away from pretty much every one of their district opponents. So they've got to travel, and tonight is no different. But like I said, they do a good job.
Dedrick Callister, quarterback, senior, keeps right off the bat, comes toward us, maybe a yard depending on the spot. Yep, it looks like they're giving him the 26, 2nd and 9. Good
discipline by Rangers there. Zone read, quarterback's reading the defensive end who's unblocked. Our defensive end squeeze to take away the run, so when that happens, the linebacker has to get out wide and what they call a gap exchange, and a great job by Hornsby there doing his job, holding the quarterback to less than a yard gain. A speedy quarterback, less than a yard gain on the zone read.
Hornsby, the leading tackler for the Rangers, that his 72nd tackle of the season. Getting away is Callis and then throws it away. So 3rd and long coming, but he escaped the pressure and what could have been a far worse outcome. It looks like Hudson Woods was the Ranger, no surprise, who was back there.
Yeah, it was definitely a screen. They were trying to set up a screen. I mean, our defensive line can get after anybody, but when you have 3 or 4 coming completely free, they were trying to set up a screen, but we covered it well, so wisely he didn't throw it in there and throw a pick, and he did a good job just to escape and throw the ball away for no gain.
Woods, Justin Roberts, Kyle Bierman, Caleb Barrow, the listed starters. Incomplete on 3rd and long. We have a punt.
Pass is incomplete.
Oh, well, never mind, pass incomplete. When I hear the refs mic come up, I'm thinking, was there a penalty I missed? But just letting us know that the pass was incomplete.
Pass was incomplete. That ball was a little high, trying to get it over that D-line rush. Regardless, I think that Haug is in great position. Even if that ball is caught, he's going to be well short of the 3rd down, or of the 1st down marker. So Victoria East goes 3 and out, but now they do get to punt with the wind, and so have a chance to kind of flip the field and not give the Rangers such great field position. But we know how dangerous the returners are if they get in their hands.
Noah Johnson calls for a fair catch. Rangers will take over at right around their own 38, depending on that spot. Just to finish a thought, actually the 39 it looks like. Finishing a thought on that 3rd down play that I started on that 3rd down play is keyword there being listed in terms of Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, and Hudson Woods being the listed starters, because Truth Duvall, Caden Leak, plenty of reps for that Ranger front 4, really front 6/7. In a front 7, when you add the backers, that has been lights out throughout 2025.
Yeah, Ranger D-line's as good as it gets, and there's 6 or 7 guys in there that any other year would be.
Ooh, almost a Hunter Haug. You know Hunter wants that one back.
Yeah, really good ball right there into the wind. He launched that post about 50, 60 yards into the wind. Haug showed a great burst to get underneath it just off the fingertips there, but Rangers trying a home run shot on the first play of the game. Our first play of the series, had a chance for a big play there. Haug, after having a big first drive and playing defense, they probably wanted to give him one play, then they're going to let him rest for the rest of the series. So they wanted to take a shot early, and it was there. Just couldn't quite connect.
Coming left, Shoquist, right I should say. Gunner near the 45. Mark him down at the 44. 3rd and 5 after the spot.
Yeah, anytime you take a shot on 1st down and it's an incompletion, 2nd and 10, your goal for 2nd down is to get at least half the yardage back to try to make it a 3rd manageable. So good job there, making a 3rd and 5. So now run, pass, it's all there. Empty backfield, so it's either quarterback run or he's going to drop back and pass.
Knutson lets him go. Reggie caught at the 49 right out the marker, and he's going to get a 1st down with forward progress at the 50.
Yeah, that time the corners kind of played a little cloud coverage there, trying not to give up that quick, easy one. What a good job banging it in there by Ty, putting it the only place that Reggie could catch it, and good heads up with a guy draped all over him. Great catch by the sophomore Reggie.
Reggie, along with Jacob Kirk coming on as the season's coming along. That's Isaiah's 13th catch of the season, 94 receiving yards, so right at 100 following, 101 following a 6-yard gain. Gunner crossed the 45 inside the 40. Sjoquist will score from 50 yards away, matching the touchdown total he had last week.
Yeah, it was great blocking on that counter play. The first time they ran that, it was for no gain. Defensive end did a great job of crashing down. That time he kind of just gets lost upfield, and we were able to kick him. So that time the counter play hit where it's designed to hit, in the B gap right down the hash. And once he gets into open space, he shows off his speed. No one's going to catch him. And another great run. Seems to be a common trend. We're saying a lot of sophomores' names with Reggie and with Sjoquist and those guys. And so another impressive outing and really good blocking up front for the Rangers.
Trennemaya makes it 14-0 with 7:23 still to go in quarter number one. We're back after this on GBTC's Thursday night kickoff.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Well, what a luxury for the Rangers. You're without a guy like the quality of Caleb Piegler, but you still got a guy like Gunnar Sjoquist in there. And as you mentioned, Brian, just a sophomore. So he is committed to the Smithson Valley Rangers for the next 2 years. For the time being, 4 touchdowns in the last 2 games in
you better go
getting
that.
the start. And that's, roasted to the inbounds.
Just because you wait fair catch, you still gotta
you
still gotta catch
it.
that thing. That ball, if that hits and spins backwards, that's a live ball. And so I think they're so used to seeing on film Amaya just boot it out of the back of the end zone, they just assume. But he's going into a pretty good wind, and also Coach Hill and staff, they love kicking against the wind. Get that ball way up in the air, wind kind of push it back, and for that instance right there, either mishandled or them thinking it's going to be out of the back of the end zone. So I bet you Coach Ford and his staff over there are talking to him saying, hey, no matter what, you got go field that thing, because like I said, that thing spun backwards and didn't go in the end zone. That's a live ball, and Rangers could recover inside the 5.
Second offensive series for Dedrick Callis and this Titan offensive unit. They go trips to the right. Callis will keep. Looking for yardage, trying to maneuver his way past the 25, a couple to mark him down at the 28. Talked about Barrow, Bierman, Roberts, Woods, Duval, L, Leak, and the whole crew. Colton Hornsby, Jacob Stover, and Weston Haney are starting linebackers tonight. Hunter Haug and Liam McGee, the corners. Got Noah Johnson and Blayton Camacho in there at safety.
And what we were going back to saying, I'll talk more about it after this play is over, going back to that D-line that you had mentioned as they run the option play there.
That ball's loose, out of bounds though. Looked like he recovered. He picked it up before he went out of bounds. Same difference. They're going to retain possession.
Yeah, and going back to what we were talking about, defensive line, having 6 or 7 guys that all rotate in there. I mean, if this is really any other year, all those guys, even the ones that are rotating in there, not in the starting lineup, they're in the starting lineup most other years. But because it's such a strong group and everybody kind of returning, you do have some guys that aren't every down players that are still really, really good football players, and that's such a blessing to have, to be able to rotate guys in, especially as the playoffs go long, and obviously going to be longer games, and being able to put guys in there and not have any drop-off is a big deal.
On 3rd and 9, the pressure, that one short. Liam McGee, the closest person to it. He wears blue. So good thing for the Titans. That one was not caught, and here comes the punting unit again for Victoria East.
And as we talked about, just a blessing. Talking about the D-line again, it is such a comforting feeling for a defensive coordinator to know that you can still create pressure on passing situations and not have to bring blitzes to do it. If the D-line can get after the quarterback, you can drop more guys into coverage and have and not have any holes in your defense and still create pressure. It's a great thing to have. When you got to start bringing guys all the time, that means that you're soloed up in the secondary. Rangers don't have to do that very much because the D-line get after it.
Josh Chaput, the punt that does cross midfield. It's kind of tough to tell exactly where it went out of bounds. And as I say that, I think the officials are moving back on the Victoria East side of the ball. Yeah, they sure are. So they'll spot it at the 49 of Victoria East. That's where the Rangers will start with their best field position after already scoring 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, starting inside Victoria East territory here. And, again, all of this is happening not even halfway through the first quarter yet, going against the wind. And Coach Hill's still trying to air it out a little bit. If the game continues to trend the way it is, you might have some other guys rolling in the second half, so trying to get as many reps as we can to work for the playoffs.
Knutson keeps rolling right. Beautiful pass, nice catch, and that's Aiden Verrett, the offensive lineman, right tackle, who will switch jersey numbers. He'll wear 76 when he's on the line, but as you see, 87 when he's catching passes.
Yeah, and just another great throw on the move. Pretty tight coverage. Had the linebacker running with Verrett right in his back pocket. Puts the ball out in front, and not an easy throw while on the move. Ty's having a really, really strong first quarter here. I don't think we've had an incompletion yet. Only time the ball hit the ground was when it was pass interference.
That's right, at the 34. Shoquist up the gut, give him 4. Behind that offensive line made up of Briley Bowman at left tackle, Cannon Wheeler at left guard, Kyle Gugliotti, the junior center, Clinton Goss is the right guard, and when Verrett's playing right tackle, Shane Wood, or excuse me, the other way around, when Aiden Verrett switches over to tight end, Shane Wood slides into that right tackle spot. 2nd and 6 at the 30. Knutson shotgun, Braxton Sawyer in motion. Brody Wick first catch, the 30, the 20. Brody's got a lane, and Brody Wick has 6 on senior night.
Yeah, great blocking, great timing. Motion the fullback Sawyer out of the backfield to add another blocker. They had originally lined up with 3 over 2, so we motioned a third guy out there to block, and now when you do that, only the deep guys left, and Brody does the rest, making him miss, and then outrunning the safety to the end zone. Great blocking on the perimeter and great speed by Brody. Relatively easy touchdown, and the Rangers are rolling, about to be up 21-0, not even halfway through the first.
And now that he's made it, I can again call him automatic Amaya, right, Brian? With the risk of not jinxing him. I'm just saying, he just kicked the extra point, so he's actually done it.
I bet you there's going to be another extra point tonight, so I'm just talking about the next one.
And Brian, as we go to break, I'll do so with shame. We're back right here on GVTC. The Rangers outstanding early. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 21-0 right here at Ranger Stadium.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
5:39 still remain in quarter number 1, Brian Hill, and the Rangers could not have looked any better. Offensively, 3 touchdowns of 3 very efficient possessions. Defensively, 3 3-and-outs, and Trent Amaya kicking off for a 3rd time with a 21-0 lead early. Kickoff at the 18, cross the 30. Good little return toward the 35, past it. And that's where the Titans will start their best field position of the night, just beyond the 35-yard line.
Yeah, credit to them. Most teams, no matter what, want to fair catch it. But that one, a really high one. Most of the time, if it's not your deep guy that catches it, they tell everybody else if it comes to you, fair catch it. That time they caught it, had a nice little return set up. So credit to Coach Ford and his staff working through the special teams and having confidence to do that. And they, by far, have their best field position in the game because of it.
John Ford, the head coach of the Titans. Program that comes in 1-5 in district play, able to knock off MacArthur. a couple of weeks ago. Back to pass, or is he? Trying to get out of trouble. Ball's loose. And the official saying that was, ooh, I don't know about that.
I think he's saying the knee was down
The
before
knee was
the ball
down,
came
yeah.
out. We'll see the replay here. Great pursuit by Woods. Oh, that ball is out.
That ball's out.
That ball is definitely out. That should be a Ranger fumble, scoop and score. But a great speed and great speed off the edge from Woods there, running down a fast quarterback trying to escape the pocket. But Victoria East very fortunate there because on the replay it sure looked like that ball was out. In week 16, we'll be able to review that one.
Yep. Woods denied what would have been a 9th sack this season. And Truth Duval denied what would have been a big man touchdown.
He had one a week or two ago,
He
didn't
did.
he?
Second
Yeah.
and long.
Good run.
Staying on his feet, crossing the 30. The spotted right around the 32. And credit to Dedrick Callis. He is out there trying to do whatever he can to keep this offense moving. He's just outmanned right now.
Yeah, that's about as impressive of a 3 or 4 yard run as I've seen, especially against the Ranger defense that is well known for their tackling. But he broke about 4 or 5, kept the legs pumping just to get some positive yardage there. Impressive effort by him.
3rd and 14. Draw. Decent yardage across the 40. This actually 4th and 6, and I mentioned that just in case Victoria East is thinking, well, it's early and we're already down 3 touchdowns. 4th and 6 from their own 40. And sure enough, the offense staying on the field. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, your knee-jerk reaction is we're down 21. You know, we've got to do something. But while you've got the wind and the Ranger offense looking as dominant as they are, last thing you want to do is give it to them in plus field position again. If they were going against the wind, I'd say it might be worth it because chances are you're only going to get about a 20-yard punt anyways. But their punter seems to have a pretty good leg, and so they're probably thinking with the wind, let's go ahead and boot it down there and see if we can get a stop.
Josh Chaput again on for the punt, standing at his own 29. That one a good high spiraling kick. Hogg takes it at the 25. Across the 30, has the sideline. Midfield makes a move. Still on his feet. Finally brought down at right around the 43 of Victoria East.
Yeah, he wanted it. You know, he tried to cut back against it and just got the shoestring grabbed. Otherwise, he'd have cut it all the way back and probably taken it to the house with his speed. But again, to your point on going for it, just because you punt it doesn't mean the field position is going to get any better with those returners that Smithson Valley's got back there. I'm pretty sure that was only about a 5-yard net there after the return. Rangers get it in plus territory anyway, so kind of a double-edged sword right there.
Yep, the line of scrimmage was their 40. Smithson Valley starting at their own 42. Knutson shotgun, 3:08 remaining in the first quarter. In a game, the Rangers lead 21-0 already. Sjoquist toward that sideline, forced out of bounds after a gain of about 5.
Yeah, zone to the boundary, had some numbers, pretty good blocking and good pursuit by that linebacker there. Who's that number 53? 52, 53? Couldn't tell the jersey. He's kind of turned sideways right now, but regardless, their inside linebacker there made a good play inside out and had a physical tackle right at the point of attack, but still a good positive 6-yard gain.
53 is junior linebacker Brady Quinn.
Brady Quinn.
Familiar football name.
Yeah, played for the Irish.
Slant over the middle, cross the 25 near the 20, keeping those legs moving is Hunter Howg, and inside the 20 for another Ranger first down.
You know, RPO there. Ty's reading the safety. So the receiver's running about a 5-step glance, skinny post, whatever you want to call it. Ty puts the ball in the belly of the running back, and if the safety comes downhill to fit the run, then he pulls it and throws it behind his head. But if he would have stayed back there, he'd have left it with the running back. So not only a really good throw, a really good read by Ty as well.
Hogg already 4 catches this evening, 28 on the season coming in. Sjoquist, that ball came loose. Knutson, right place, right time, heads up, picking it up. And a big loss, but all things considered, could have been worse.
Yeah, timing was just off. We brought Reggie in motion, and the ball was supposed to be snapped before he gets there. I don't know whether we were late with the snap count or the center was just late, but the ball was snapped actually as Reggie was crossing in front of the quarterback, and I think it hit him. So that threw everything off. Ty gets the ball back, still tries to hand it off, but then they mishandled that one. He's fortunate to get back on the ball. So all things considered, lucky to only lose 4 yards there, but it all started from the mistimed on the motion.
Well, it took us until there was about 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, but I think that might have been the first offensive play for Smithson Valley that didn't go according to form. Shoquist up the middle, gets a couple back, so it'll bring up 3rd and long for the first time for Smithson Valley tonight.
Yeah, obvious passing situation. So that means we're either going to throw it or we love to do a draw. So it just kind of depends on what Coach Hill's thinking. Are we okay with kicking a field goal? If so, might try a draw or something like that. But if we get one-on-one coverage down here like we do with Haug right now, I wouldn't be surprised to take a chance and get past the sticks.
3rd and 13 at the 22, whistles. I think the Titans might have called a timeout before the snap.
Victoria, that's their first charge time out of the half.
That's exactly what happened. We'll take it with them. Rangers, 1:11 left in the opening period, looking for a 4th touchdown already. We're back after this on GVTC.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, my mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
The Rangers face a 3rd and 13 at the Victoria East 22, a 21-0 lead on the Titans here on the final night, final Thursday, final night for the Rangers of the regular season. Haug reverse, here he comes, 20. He's got a lane, 15, 10, 500. Haug's got a touchdown. There is a flag on that far side of the field.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold late. Hard blocking out in open space. Not sure who they called it on, but the flag itself was thrown past the first down marker. So it should be from there. So probably a redo of downs, but they did gain some yards
Holding
there.
on the offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, third down.
Yeah, so
See where they spot it.
yeah, it almost might just be the exact same spot. I always love it when refs do this. They got to walk it off. It's like there's lines on the field where refs just count 10 little dashes there and put the ball down.
There's a such thing as line and there's a such thing as mental math.
So it is in the exact same spot. They're saying the hold was
At
about
the 12,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, so they moved it back, and so it'll be the exact same line of scrimmage, which is a shame. That was a really good, well-blocked, good design play, and Howe ran through some defenders down there to have a walk-in touchdown. So see if we'll do it again here. Got solo coverage backside with Howe one-on-one.
On the other side, trips. Knutson looking that way to the right, goes down. Nice job of the Titans defense of getting to tie. Luis Aguilar, junior defensive lineman, there for what's easily the biggest defensive play for Victoria East thus far tonight.
Yeah, Coach Hill is going to go for it into the wind. Ball at the 30, 47-yard field goal. So into the wind, might be just out of the range a little bit, and up 21-0, everything like that. Might just say, oh, heck, might as well go for it here, so give our guys a chance.
Just in case you're wondering at home, yes, they do have to run a play because of where the play clock is. Knutson deep, looking for Reggie. Isaiah just over his outstretched hands.
Great ball, just over the fingertips. That's two post routes right now that have been really good balls by Ty, barely off the fingertips. First one to Haug, second one to Reggie there. But into the wind, you can't throw a much better ball than that right there. Like I said, just off the fingertips, ran out of room a little bit. But all the whole drive, kind of set back by that holding penalty there. Really, it all started on that first down play with the botched handoff because of the missed time on the motion. So it's very easy to get off schedule, and so something Smithson Valley will have to work on, winning first down.
Diedrich Callis, snap, keep on the RPO, going 30, just across it, couple yards beyond, in what should be the final play of the first quarter. At the end of one, all Smithson Valley scoring on 3 of 4 possessions, and so we head to the second. Rangers on top 21-0 in the season, the regular season finale in 2025. You're watching GVTC's Thursday night kickoff.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
Start of quarter number 2 from Rangers Stadium. Smithson Valley a 21-0 lead on Victoria East on 2nd and 7. Draw, and that Ranger D, as it does so often, knowing exactly what Victoria East or what the opponent wanted to do, in this case obviously Victoria East, and stopping that from the get-go.
Yeah, seeing a few things on both sides of the ball. After the whistle, people kind of engaging a little bit longer in the whistle. Rangers got to be careful. Obviously, Victoria East not playing next week, but the Rangers are. So got to keep your head and be smart. I don't think it's anything dirty or unintentional or intentional from either side. It's just had a couple things go on through the echo of the whistle, so something they got to be careful of.
3rd and 7. Titans go 5 wide. Empty backfield for Callis. Screen pass tipped and intercepted. 15-10 touchdown Smithson Valley. Kyle Bierman.
Awesome. I don't know who got the tip originally. They tried a little screen, a little tunnel screen. Let's see who gets their hands up and gets that's Woods. No?
Yes, you're right. I believe it's 92, isn't
93.
it? No, it's 93.
Yeah, Leak. So Leak, great recognition, gets his hands up, tips it to his buddy. And so big man to big man on the assist there, and Bierman gets into the end zone, and it's always awesome seeing those D-line. And now the Rangers are hollering for somebody on a sudden change. We're missing somebody on the PAT, probably an O-lineman that was sitting on the bench not expecting. There we go. Getting somebody out there. Looks like Chance Peterson was caught up in the excitement, celebrating with his big boys, celebrating the touchdown. And you got to get out there and block for the PAT now. But, yeah, it's always fun seeing those guys. A couple weeks ago I mentioned Truth getting one, and now Bierman gets one with the assist of Leak. And always awesome, when you could score on defense, but even better when a big man gets to get in the end zone.
Well, thank you, Trent Amaya, for not allowing my jinx to take effect just yet. Less than a minute into the second quarter, Rangers score again, this time on the defensive ends. Kyle Bierman making it 28-0. We're back after this on GVTC.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming. Brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
GVTC on a Thursday night. It is your weekend high school football kickoff. And you know, Brian Hill, I'm going to get all the automatic Amayas out of my system tonight because I promise you I will not say them.
Okay.
Utter that term over the course of what we hope is a nice playoff run.
I'll hold you to it. And now we got the wind at our back. We're back to the regularly scheduled program of Amaya kicking it 5 yards out of the back of the end zone.
Again, the Titans will start at the 25-yard line. Broken record throughout 2025, and Amaya continuously booting that through. Even when he's kicking against the wind, his kickoff still reached the 10 to 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Just a heck of a leg.
And if he wanted to line drive it, he could probably get it to the end zone. But I guarantee you, Coach Hill's like, kick that thing up high, let the wind push it back, so maybe they won't return it, and that ball hit, and we can go down there and recover it. So incredible leg strength by Amaya. Been doing it a long time around here.
Well, the Titans offense facing what so many of the Rangers' opponents' offenses have this season. Big play here on 1st and 10 for that Ranger D, just allowing nothing there. It's Brashawn Stafford who got the carry, and Stafford, they're actually going to say he gained a yard. It looked in live action like he lost a couple, but a good spot.
Yeah, right up the middle, and you got the two big boys, Roberts and Truth, in interior, the guys that we've mentioned it a couple times throughout the year. The defensive ends get a lot of notoriety, as they should. They get a lot of solo blocks. The big boys inside constantly facing double teams. That time Roberts chucks off the double team and still makes a tackle for almost a loss, but big boys inside doing their job.
Callis keeping. Leak in on that tackle. Colton West there as well. Yes, it is 98. I thought maybe it was 99 for a second, but I'm pretty sure I am seeing 98.
Another good job. Pressure on the inside by the big boys, forcing the ball to get bounced out a little bit, not letting it hit right downhill. And by that time, the Ranger linebackers are rallying to the ball. So 3rd and long, not really a situation any offense wants to be in, but particularly Victoria East, who likes to run the ball, not really a big-time throwing team, so would like to stay out of passing situations. And this is the time that D-line can really get after it, like we mentioned earlier, without having to bring a blitz, can still get pressure.
Bierman back in there. I believe this is his first snap since that touchdown. 3rd and 8 to Callis. Or Dedrick, Callis, running for his life and near the 30. Well short. Another 4th down for the Titan. No.
Looked like a design quarterback run. At first I thought it was maybe a sprint out, but receivers were engaged blocking the receivers, so a design quarterback run. Good job of stretching things out, and then great pursuit from the middle linebacker position with Hornsby there. So now Victoria East will punt after a 3-and-out, and now they're punting against the wind.
Josh Chapu, as Brian mentioned, had a couple good punts there in the first quarter. Tougher task here. More of a line drive. Hogg at the 44, and look at Haug across the 50 toward the 45, cutting it back inside, and Hunter, you can tell, running with purpose on these punt returns. He wants one.
He does. And again, it takes a lot of guts just to field a punt, right? I mean, think about that. The ball's up in the air. I'm staring up in there, and I know 11 guys are sprinting down and would love nothing more than to take my head off. So it takes a great amount of courage just to catch the ball, and then having the not wanting to fair catch it, and then the great run afterwards. And again, Smithson Valley, the net punt is, I mean, Victoria East, whether they're at about the 28-yard line there, and now it's at the 30. So again, another 5 or 6 yard netted punt. So just a great job by the Ranger special teams.
Knudsen, Shoquist behind him, gives it to Gunner. Across the 35, patiently waiting. Gunner still on his feet, did not go out of bounds. Instead, got near the 25.
Yeah, just good tough run right there. Most running backs that don't wear the Navy, they get a stretch to the sideline. They're, okay, I've got my 5 or 6 yards. I'm probably not going to be able to cut it back. There's a lot of pursuing defenders. I'm just going to coast on out of bounds. But repeatedly, no matter who the ball carrier is, whether it's a running back, receiver, fullback, tight end, after they catch it, they're sticking their foot in the ground, and they're trying to get the extra yards and just showing the toughness of the Rangers.
Gunner, 379 rushing yards coming in, most of it coming last week. Knudsen, under pressure and goes down. For the second time in as many possessions, that Victoria East defense able to get a sack.
Yeah, I ran a bootleg, and they brought a blitz for the guy that we don't have. We don't have a body for them. We're hoping that he kind of either stays out in the flats or falls for the initial handoff. But they called a great defensive play for the play call that the offense had and brought a guy off the edge that we couldn't handle. So good job by Ty protecting the football and eating it and not trying to force an errant throw.
2nd and 14. There's Ty. Jacob Kirk inside the 15 near the 10. Kirk's first catch of the night.
Yeah, and a good well-timed slant there. Good catch by Kirk. Good strong hands. Ty hits him in stride so he can get up the field, and after a loss of yardage on first down, they pick up 13, 14 yards just on a nice, easy slant. We talked about that in the first series. Victoria's going to give that to you, and you can't get bored with it. The stops and slants and hooks in front of the corners, they're trying not to get beat deep.
5th catch of the season for Kirk. I see several of these Ranger receivers get some PT, and guys like Reggie, Kirk, they'll give you a reception just about every game. Shoquist keeping his balance and scores from 13 yards away.
A great balance there. You said it. There was one guy that was unblocked, the second-level guy. Great job by the O-line up front, but there's always going to be a safety that you can't account for. And right there he was, and gets a shoestring on him, but Shoquist does a great job keeping his balance, puts his hand in the ground, keeps his feet, and has another walk-in touchdown. Rangers up 35. I'm not going to say this is automatic, but you would assume. There we go. Okay, so now 35-0 Rangers, and still not even halfway through the second quarter.
Gunnar Shoquist with his 5th touchdown in the last 2 ball games, and we're not even midway through the second quarter. We're back after this right here on GVTC.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Jeremy Fuller State Farm, United Rentals, Lynx Roofing, Orthopedic Performance Institute, Frost Bank, The Branch, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge, Christopher Ashley Pools, Singer Services, Methodist Healthcare, and Wick Productions.
Well, before the break, I mentioned Gunnar Shoquist with 5 touchdowns over the last 2 ball games. Notable, or last game and a half, I should say. Notable because he started in this last, not only tonight, but the last game as well. Well, he also scored in the New Braunfels game. Mm-hmm. So 6 touchdowns in the last 3 games. Well, 2.5 games. We still got 6:57 remaining in quarter number 2 as Amaya gets yet another touchback. And so Gunnar, whether he's spelling Caleb Piegler, whether he's been rotating with Caleb Piegler, either way, anyway you slice it, the sophomore running back has been extremely effective.
Yeah, and it's really good reps and really good experience that he's getting, because as we move on through the playoffs, at some point Piegler will need a breather. As we know, the Rangers are not opposed to playing guys both ways. Howe does it. Spradling notably did it last year. And Piegler obviously was a starting Mike linebacker last year, so he could at any time move over and play some defense. And so getting some really good reps from Shoquist here just in case Piegler needs a breather or in case we need to use him on defense. We know Shoquist can go in there and not have a drop-off, and we can put him in crunch time situations.
Victoria East continuing to run behind that offensive line. Their unit made up of Juan Saguki at left tackle. He's number 71. Mason Mendoza is the left guard at number 63. Daneen Mejia is the center. He wears number 65. Right guard, number 50, Jacoby Johnson. And the right tackle, Zelarion Jones, is number 72. Tight end, blocking tight end, is Connor Chappell, number 44. And again, that Ranger defense more than ready. Justin Roberts in on this stop.
Yeah, and just physical up front, and it was a good job. I didn't see who the linebacker was out here. I think it was 33, Stover. He was down here to the boundary, forced the ball back to the inside, and then from that point forward, the D-line linebackers were pursuing, and it just was a train wreck right there. Just seems like every tackle that the Rangers make, they're arriving with bad intentions, and it is a physical tackle. Got O'Malley in there at safety. Wanted to give him a shout-out on that punt. A couple times he's been very close to blocking those punts, and last time I thought he was going to lay out, but smartly laid off, so we didn't get a rough in the punter. But he's gotten real close to blocking a couple, so we'll see if he gets him one tonight.
Jacob Stover, 46 tackles coming into this ball game out of that
Victoria
linebacker
East,
spot.
their second charge timeout of the half.
Titans take a timeout. We're going to take it with them. 5:28 remaining in the first half. All Rangers right here on GBTC.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go. Have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
3rd down and 8 is what awaits the Titans. Their own 27 with just under 5.5 to go before the intermission. A game that the Rangers lead 35-0. Callis escaping trouble. And throws it up, a bit of a jump ball. Back there waiting, Liam McGee. Incomplete, bringing up another 4th down for the Titans.
Yeah, McGee and O'Malley in coverage there. Great job. A lot of times you see big plays, big passing plays come off of scramble situations because it kind of takes a long time to cover those guys. And also it's a little bit of backyard football, just kind of running around, no design routes. But that time quarterback had to scramble because Leak had such great pressure. Good job by Haney coming up and forcing him to throw it and not be able to run it himself. And then great coverage downfield on the scramble drill. So just all around. There it is. Oh, I told you he was going to get it.
And he did get a piece of it. Chapu still able to boot it to right around the 46. He was standing it right around his 13.
He's been close to the first 3 or 4 punts, and I just knew we were going to get one. And he did. Again, very smart because there's that fine line, and you only have a split-second decision on, do I lay out and block this thing? But if I don't get it, there's a chance I could run into him and give them a free first down. Last time he wisely pulled up right at the last second, but he went forward on that one, and he did get a piece of it. And a big deal, and again, I think that's probably the 3rd or 4th time that the East has punted it and gotten less than 10 to 15 yards on the net. So Rangers starting in plus territory again.
The Titan 45, Knutson keeps. About 6. Tie in that first quarter. I know we're several minutes into quarter number 2, but in that first quarter, Ty 7 of 9, 111 yards, had the touchdown pass to Brody Wick. Hunter Haug with the 4 catches for 60 yards. Sjoquist, 8 carries, 83 yards. The 2 touchdowns, he's since added one here in the second quarter. Again, that 8 for 83 was his first quarter numbers. Brody Wick, the aforementioned touchdown, he had the 1 catch for 30 yards. And Aiden Verrett, meanwhile, just tripped up inside the 10, and Hunter Haug almost had himself a touchdown of his own.
Another slant route, and the O-line's blocking run, which tells me that Ty has the ability to, if he likes what he sees out there, throw the ball quick. Receivers have their pass routes. O-line has their running assignments, and then Ty decides whether he wants to throw it or hand it. He looked out there and saw single coverage with off corners playing off, so he takes the slant, hits Haug in stride, and Haug, about to score, gets barely tripped up there, and he wants to get in the end zone. He's been so close a bunch of times tonight.
1st and goal at the 10. Coming left, Renix Vizaruga, his first carry of the night. Sjoquist getting a bit of a breather. Renix getting the ball to right around the 4-yard line, pickup of 6. By the way, just finishing up the stats there we were going through before Haug nearly took one to the house. I had mentioned Aiden Verrett. He had the 1 catch for 15 yards. And so those were the first quarter stats here. Halftime stats coming up once we get set for half number 2. 2nd and goal at the 4. Knutson rolling right. Floater into the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
Haug got him one there.
Yep.
And a good ball. There was some traffic there, and he was open in the back of the end zone, but if he throws that on a line, it's got to weave through a bunch of bodies there. So Ty showing great touch, just kind of drops it over the top, lets his athletic, big, tall receiver Haug go up and high point it. Great call, getting quarterback on the move inside the 10-yard line. Great recognition by Ty. Good ball, good blocking up front, and just another Great drive that started in plus territory because the Ranger defense is doing their job. Great punt returns, blocking punts, all that type of stuff. And with the win, we got to worry about the scoreboard there. Amaya almost punched a hole in the video jumbotron there, doinked off the scoreboard. So we got to get a net on that side when Amaya's kicking, so we don't damage our jumbotron there.
42 for the Rangers, 3:17 remaining in the first half. Final night of the regular season. Smithson Valley ending the 25 campaign in style to this point. We're back after this on GVTC.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Ranger Stadium, Smithson Valley jumping out to a 42-0 lead, and we still got 3:17 remaining before both teams head into the locker room. Amaya, as is so often the case in the first half, that leg's got to be pretty exhausted. The Rangers,
the band warming up down there, better be head on a swivel. Amaya's going to kick it into the band.
Where does that land? I saw it bounce. It's well beyond the end zone.
Yeah. Head on a swivel down there, dancers.
Yeah, you look at what the Rangers have done for the better part of the season. That opener against Roosevelt, 62-6, the majority of that was done in the first half. When they beat Madison 2 weeks later, 42-10, the majority of that was done in the first half. Same with Champion in a 41-14 victory. When they played Wagner in early October, 48-7, most of that done in the first half. Seguin, same difference, 56-10 outcome. A lot of that came in the first 24 minutes. And then last week, 56-7 over MacArthur. Ooh. Big sack. And that defensive line for the Rangers getting a combined sack there in the backfield. Caleb Barrow among several Rangers.
Yeah, Barrow from the backside, and Woods and Roberts and Truth all from the front side. Tried a little sprint out pass, and quarterback had to pull up because he had pressure in his face. But then here comes Barrow from the backside at his defensive end spot. Nothing the quarterback can do there, and a big hit and a big sack, and not obviously we talk about winning first down. Going backwards 10 yards on first down against this defense does typically not bode well for opposing offenses.
The Ranger defensive line holding a unit meeting at the spot where Dedrick Callis was standing on 2nd and 20. Good gain toward the sideline. Best offensive play that the Titans have run thus far. In terms of results, gets across to 25.
Yeah, nice little design there. Kind of a design quarterback ISO, designed to hit up front, but we pinched to the inside, so good vision by the quarterback. And we have noticed that when he does get in space, he does have speed. Unfortunately for Victoria East, he hasn't been able to get into much space, but when he does get into the open field, he is a threat. So they pick up all 10 yards back of what they lost in the sack. So unfortunately still 3rd and long, but good job picking up that the sack yardage back.
At the 25, 3rd and 10, and I guess maybe the play clock was running down because they're taking a timeout before that 2-minute timeout hits. Maybe they want to talk this over.
Yeah, they must have either had a miscommunication, didn't like the play call, something. 3rd down, they're going to try to make sure they get the right call.
Well, we mentioned the Rangers, those lopsided results that they've been a part of here in 2025. It's a season that so far to this point, 8-1, perfect 6-0 in district play. They are guaranteed the district championship because no matter what happened this weekend, Piper is the 2nd place team in District 13 5A D1, and they're sitting there at 5-1. The Rangers beat Piper 27-17 back on September 26th. So at best, the Warriors coming into this weekend would hope for both those programs to end up with the same record. For all intents and purposes, that is not going to happen. And then you have New Braunfels at 4-2 and Champion at 4-2, rounding out the top 4 teams and the playoff-bound teams in District 13 5A Division I. 3rd and 10 at the 25. That's what the Titans face. Callis under pressure. Boy, Brian, there comes a point where you just got to say, hats off to the kid because he is under siege just about every single time.
Yeah, and that was a slow developing play, right? Like against a defense like Smithson Valley that is so aggressive and up the field, those slow developing plays typically doesn't bode well. And that time it looked like either a miscommunication or something went on there, but there was not a clean handoff, and it didn't. And it took a long time, and by that time, basically every Ranger defensive lineman was in the backfield. So,
and that takes us to the 2-minute timeout. 4th and 10 on the other side. We're back after this right here on GVTC.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
Titans predictably will punt. 4th and 13 at their own 22 here as we wind down the final couple of minutes of a first half that is seen. And there comes Smithson Valley special teams. He does get it away. All credit at the 45. My goodness. Josh Chaput under duress and still able to get that kick away.
And weirdly enough, that is their best net as far as a punt goes because it was so off schedule. If he would have punted it normal, Woods was in the backfield in no time. That ball's getting blocked, but he realized it, pulled up, gets hit again as he's punting the ball. Because it was a low line drive and not on time, the Rangers couldn't recover it. So weirdly enough, as bad as that could have ended up for him, that ends up being one of their best punts of the night as far as net punt goes. But still, same song, different verse. Rangers starting plus territory.
At the Titan 45, Luke Peace, his first catch of the night across the 30, first down for the Rangers.
Yeah, nice job of Peace kind of sitting in that window, little 10, 12-yard hook, little bender. Great timing from Ty, puts it right on his numbers, set in that soft zone. And Rangers, again, we're up 42-0. Why are we throwing? Well, again, this is probably their second to last series of the night, right? They're going to come out in the second half. They always do, just so the starters could get used to coming out of halftime and having to get into the game. But this is the second to last series of the night for the starters and Ty and those guys. So they're going to try to practice their 2-minute drill right now because they're going to need it at some point in the playoffs. And so, again, the average viewer at home, why are they in a hurry? Why are they throwing the ball? It's 42. Well, it's the first half, right? It's not about trying to run up the score or anything like that. You're just trying to get your guys reps, and it's a perfect time to rep the 2-minute drill for the starters, knowing that their night is probably just about over.
Vezaruga the carry following Peace's 26th reception of the season. Knutson, sideline. Haug might have himself another one. Eludes a tackler, still on his feet. Did he get in? Out at the 1.
Good job by Ty there. He originally wanted to come to the 3-man side. He was going to go back to Peace in the middle of the field. This time East did a pretty good job of a linebacker carrying him, so he came all the way back across the field. Saw Haug worked back to him in the scramble drill a little bit, threw it right on the outside shoulder, broke a tackle, tried to break another one, and steps out right at the 1-yard line. But, again, good vision, good patience from Ty. And, as always, Haug's dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Braxton Sawyer motion. Vezaruga the get into the end zone. Touchdown Rangers. Renix with his first score of the night.
A well-executed 2-minute drill again. Getting reps at things you know that you're going to need down the road. And obviously there will be much tighter ball games as we move through the playoffs. And so anytime that you can get a chance to rep a 2-minute drill or get catches for guys and get your quarterback in a rhythm and your O-line practice the live pass protection, because practice is great. You rep these things during practice, but nothing beats live reps and knowing that this is, pretty much their last drive of the game. great opportunity to rep that.
Well, with just 38 seconds remaining before the intermission, we'll keep it right here following Trent Amaya's 7th extra point of the season. And it's a night that, as is usually the case for the Rangers, a lot of different guys contributing. And you've seen so far Sjoquist get 2 scores. Brody Wick has gotten into the end zone. You saw a defensive touchdown courtesy of the Leak tip and then the Kyle Bierman a touchdown. Gunner with the 3 touchdowns overall. Hunter Haugs got into the end zone as well, and now Renix Vizaruga getting in. And so balance, Brian. This Ranger offense all season long, they've had it. They have standout guys. Don't confuse the two, but they also get a lot of big plays from a lot of different guys.
And what that tells me is a lot of unselfish guys. They don't care who gets the ball, who gets the recognition. And also that tells me that the big boys up front are doing their job, because obviously running back scoring takes the O-line blocking and executing the run schemes, but also giving time to pass the ball back there. So big credit to the big boys up front, and also credit to the defense and special teams. I don't think Smithson Valley has started not in plus territory other than maybe like one drive tonight. So gives you a whole lot of confidence as an offensive personnel jogging out on the field knowing you've only got to go 40 yards for a touchdown as opposed to 80, 90 yards.
Adrian George in on that kickoff.
Illegal kick out of bounds on the kicking team. By rule, the ball is placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
And by the way, Adrian, not meaning to call you out, noting that it's you getting in there and getting a kickoff in. Trent Amaya already had 6 of them in this first half. And so Victoria East will start with 38 seconds before the intermission at its own 30-yard line. After that penalty, Callis keeping to the right, and you wonder if the way things have gone, if the Titans are more than content to let this be the last play of the first half.
It doesn't look like they're in too much of a hurry here, and take it into the halftime, see if they can make some adjustments and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks like they're not even getting a play in, so that would be the last play of the first half.
As the clock goes under 10, the Rangers will head into the locker room with a 49-0 lead as they look to close, and so far they are, 2025's regular season in style. Halftime is next right here on Senior Night. We'll be back for the second half right here on GVTC from Ranger Stadium.
To thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Rangers appreciate Jeremy Fuller State Farm's support year after year of our Smithson Valley athletes. If you need home, auto, insurance, and more, call Jeremy Fuller State Farm today. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Smithson Valley Ranger athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pulls. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. When you are ready to complete your backyard paradise, Christopher Ashley Pulls can bring your vision to life.
At Lynx Roofing, every job has a halftime. Time to finish strong.
Okay, it was a rough start to the half. We kept our composure, though. We know the heat got to us. Jonathan, you pulled through, though. The second half, I'm going to need all your guys to clean up the material. Can you do that?
Yes, Coach. I got you.
Okay, John, now that the tear-off is behind us, your team has to focus on the dry-in and the install of those beautiful GF shingles. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Coach.
All right, then. Let's go out there. Let's execute. Let's make sure that house never forgets that Lynx was there. Let's go.
Sure, it was just a skit, but for us, every roof is game time.
Roofing doesn't always work like this, but you can't wait until the second half of your roof's life to make adjustments. Here at Lynx Roofing, we repair and replace roofs, so we have you covered any time of the year.
Hey, tell them about Smithson Valley.
Oh, that's right. Lynx Roofing is a proud gold sponsor of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, committed to the community both on and off the field.
Organizations will be honored. We'll start tonight with the band. First up, Danica Aguilar, escorted by mom, dad, and sister. Next we have Joshua Bennett, escorted by mom, Christy Bennett, and Doug Bennett. Dalen Blake, escorted by Kimberly and Michael Blake, brother Shaden and brother Connor. Brady Collins, escorted by Keith Collins and Barbara Collins. Madeline Cuff, escorted by Rochelle McClanahan and Luke McClanahan. Hannah Daniel, escorted by Kyle and Allison Daniel. Joshua DeLuna, escorted by mom Lisa Barnes and stepdad James Barnes. Haley Goss, escorted by Dustin and Angela Goss. Alexandra George, escorted by Joe and Tammy George. Joseph Geyer, escorted by Joseph and Susan Geyer. Crescence Johnston, escorted by Christopher Deborah Oram. Caden Kelly, escorted by mom and dad, Liam and Jessica Kelly. Salmia Lawson, escorted by Ronald and Sujin Lawson, and sister Isabella and Liam Lawson also. Justin Madden, escorted by Bill and Josie Madden. Thomas Malley, escorted by Michael and Jennifer Malley. Mary Grace McCash, escorted by Charles and Beth McCash. Michaela Olive, escorted by April Olive. Addie Paul, escorted by parents Jason and Dee Dee Paul, and siblings Teresa, Sydney, and Jackson. Gavin Sneed, escorted by Brandy and Dennis Sneed. William Sutter, escorted by Donna and John Sutter. And William Scott Thomas, escorted by parents William and Laura Thomas and sibling Isabella Thomas. Ethan Van Buskirk, escorted by Rob and Don Van Buskirk, siblings Darlene Van Buskirk and Sue Reinecke. Colin Webb, escorted by Debbie Trapani and Jonathan Webb. Nolan Wilson, escorted by Stephen and Corey Wilson. Declan Winters, escorted by Danny and Vicky Winters. Isaiah Worden, escorted by Dad Daniel Worden and Mother Kristen Worden and Sister Bria Worden. Cadence Zigmont, escorted by parents Christopher and Christine Zigmont and sister Caroline Zigmont. And those are our senior band members. Give them a big hand for all of them. Thank you. Next up, we have the senior cheerleaders. Mackenzie Allen, escorted by Matt and Alexis Allen. Lainey Bowden, escorted by Brian and Kendra Bowden. Emily Crouch, escorted by Andy and Dana Crouch. Riley Escher, escorted by Patrick and Tiffany Escher. Gabriela Martinez, escorted by Carlos and Marie Martinez. Audrey McElwain, escorted by Nick and Melissa McElwain. Cody Molina, escorted by Michael and Priscilla Molina. Reese Plake, escorted by Sam and Lindsay Plake. Lacey Stewart, escorted by John Stewart and Kathy Renfro. Addison Teeple, escorted by John and Dea Teeple. Giselle Tillese, escorted by Maria Tillese. Carly Thomason, escorted by Jason and Ashley Thomason. Jaden Villasenor, escorted by Joe and Christina Villasenor. Kinsey Wallace, escorted by Ryan and Jenny Wallace. Lauren Williams, escorted by Michael and Susan Williams. Next up, we have the dance team. Reagan Bone, escorted by Reagan Brown, escorted by Renee and Billy Brown. Jolly Davis, escorted by James and Jennifer Davis. Kendall Majors, escorted by Troy and Don Majors. Mary Grace McCash, escorted by Charles and Beth McCash. Reagan Mugi, sorry if I mispronounced that, escorted by Kyle and Charla Mugi. Caroline Orsak, escorted by Travis and Lacey Orsak. Zoe Owens, escorted by Shane and Edith Bogard. Sadie Salas, escorted by Chad and Melanie Sadas. Sophie Zettler, escorted by Brian and Hope Zettler. Next up, we'll have the football team, but we'll wait a little bit for that one. And now we have our varsity football seniors. We'll start off with number 5, Blayton Camacho, escorted by his parents, Chrissy and Luis Camacho. Number 6, Quentin Sampson, escorted by Keon Barry Sampson and Shelton Sampson. Number 8, Liam McGee, escorted by Amanda and Sean McGee. Next, we have Owen Truss. Number 9, escorted by Christy and Will Truss. Number 11, Jacob Kirk, escorted by Sally and Jody Kirk. Number 13, Trent Amaya, escorted by Heidi and Dave Amaya. Next up, number 15, Philip Smith, escorted by Holly and Brandon Smith. Number 17, Colton Hornsby, escorted by Shelley and Jason Hornsby. Number 19, Brody Wick, escorted by Emily and Bo Wick. Number 20, Braden O'Malley, escorted by Denise and Jonathan O'Malley. Number 23, Fielder Finley, escorted by Erica and Scott Finley. Number 24, Nicholas Granado, escorted by Adriana and Carlos Granado. Number 27, Lincoln McKeon, escorted by Jacqueline McKeon. 28, Braxton Sawyer, escorted by Candace and Landry Sawyer. Number 33, Jacob Stover, escorted by Amanda and Ben Stover. Number 38, George Shinny, escorted by Renee Shinny. Number 50, Cannon Wheeler, escorted by Sabra and Brad Mays and Lance Wheeler. Number 55, Clinton Goss, escorted by Angie and Tommy Goss. Number 60, Briley Bowen, escorted by Monica and Lane Bowman. Number 65, Tyler Washburn, escorted by Miss Lacey and Sheffrey Washburn. Number 72, Jackson Chemnitz, escorted by Lena and Ronald Chemnitz. Number 73, Chance Peterson, escorted by Mindy and Guy Peterson. Number 76, Aiden Verrett, escorted by Natalie and John Verrett. Number 80, Drake Cresswell, escorted by Sally and Troy Cresswell. Number 81, Kernan Tudyk, escorted by Robin and Eric Tudyk. Number 88, Julian Martinez, escorted by Yolanda and Albert Martinez. Number 90, Kyle Bierman, escorted by Karen Trusdell and Stanley Herrera. Number 91, Adrian George, escorted by Lauren and Douglas George. Number 92, Hudson Woods, escorted by Denise and Heath Woods. Number 93, Caden Leak, escorted by Wade and Katie Leak. Number 94, Jacob Martinez, escorted by Christy and Rick Martinez. Number 95, Caleb Barrow, escorted by Priscilla and Rick Barrow. Number 99, Justin Roberts, escorted by Valencia and Chaz Rodriguez. And next we have our all-important trainers. Maddie Harrison, escorted by Kara Taylor. Jamie McNett, escorted by Roy and Lauren McNett. Ayla North, escorted by Christine and Jeff North. Next up, we have Emily Ramirez, escorted by Julian Emilio Ramirez. Mallory Vanderweed, escorted by Jessica and Brad Vanderweed.
Roofing. Every job has a halftime. Time to finish strong.
Okay, it was a rough start to the half. We kept our composure though. We know the heat got to us. Jonathan, you pulled through though. The second half, I'm gonna need all your guys to clean up the material. Can you do that?
Yes, Coach, I got you.
Okay, John, now that the tear-off is behind us, your team has to focus on the dry-in and the install of those beautiful GF shingles. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Coach.
All right then, let's go out there, let's execute. Let's make sure that that house never forgets that Lynx was there. Let's go.
Sure, it was just a skit. But for us, every roof is game time.
Roofing doesn't always work like this, but you can't wait until the second half of your roof's life to make adjustments. Here at Lynx Roofing, we repair and replace roofs, so we have you covered any time of the year.
Hey, tell them about Smithson Valley.
Oh, that's right. Lynx Roofing is a proud gold sponsor of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, committed to the community both on and off the field.
United Rentals understands that your routine is never routine. That's why we stand in the same dirt, ready to help you work with unmatched equipment and expertise that turn worries into wins. So as the weather shifts, plans change, and project complexity increases, we stand united with you. United Rentals. Work united.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, my Miko.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Rangers appreciate Jeremy Fuller State Farm's support year after year of our Smithson Valley athletes. If you need home, auto, insurance, and more, call Jeremy Fuller State Farm today. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Smithson Valley Ranger athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pulls. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. When you are ready to complete your backyard paradise, Christopher Ashley Pulls can bring your vision to life.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming. Brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
It is so crazy to think that I wore that, my final game, my senior year.
I was in the science club, and I was a member of the first golf team at Canyon High School.
I'm proud to be alumni of Comal ISD because of the community and support that they give us. Teachers and coaches that poured into me gave me the confidence to come back and have those leadership skills to pour into these kids the way I was.
Being a graduate of Comal ISD has impacted my life just because of the connections I've made, and it makes me want to carry myself in a way that represents the district as a whole. I currently play football here at Trinity. I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior here.
The reason I decided to run for the board was I loved my experience in Comal. And when I realized that there was an opportunity to not only shape my own children's lives, but that of 30,000 children and 3,500 staff members to just grow greatness, to go out into the world to be better citizens for tomorrow. So it is a true passion of mine that Comal ISD continues to go that path.
It's really neat knowing that a lot of these girls grew up coming to watch, and even last year I had a girl that graduated and she had showed me pictures and film of her sitting in the stands when I played, and I thought that was super cool, and she's expressed to me how neat it is for her to play for me.
It set a foundation that has led me to create a very successful family insurance business and serve over 28 years in public office, both locally and at the state level.
Knowing that I'm part of a bigger family of an amazing group of individuals, and just going to school in San Antonio, I often run into more alumni of Comal ISD, and just getting the chance to talk to them and seeing their experiences and seeing where they are now is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's tradition, it's pride. I think it's something that there's no better compliment than being raised here and then coming back to have your kids have a similar experience as my own. And while my heart is all Navy, you better believe you'll find me with my purple community cheering on those Warriors in the Friday night lights at the Coliseum.
Cougar spirit still lives in me, and When I went to Kenyon High School, we were the only high school in the district. And now look at it. It's one of the largest, most prolific districts in the Central Texas area, both athletically and scholastically. And so I'm very proud of that.
Gavin, appreciate you joining us again. I'm Chris Cooley. We're here from the GBTC Foundation, and we want to talk to you about the scholarship you applied for with us, the CTE.
Second half kickoff just about to occur as Smithson Valley, who won the toss, will kick off after receiving and then proceeding to score 7 touchdowns, 6 offensively in those first 24 minutes. Brian Hill alongside Hector Ledesma as the Rangers close out the regular season looking for a 9th win here in 2025 before a second season that many around not only Comal County but greater San Antonio hopes turns into a long playoff run. Kickoff takes a bounce, handled it right around the 5-yard line across the 15, out of bounds, and just like they did many times in the first half, the Victoria East Titans will start a possession deep in their own territory, if not their 25. This time it's right around their 16, and that's where they'll start with their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, and up 49-0 at halftime. You'll see kind of a mixture of starters and some other guys roll in there with that first series, just, again, to practice coming out of halftime, making adjustments, being sharp coming out of half with the first series. So you'll probably see a mixture of starters for the first series, then after that, they'll start rolling them pretty good, and we'll be calling a lot of guys' names tonight.
On the first play from scrimmage of the third quarter, quarterback Dedrick Callis, as he did for most of the first half, trying to make something happen, but as he's trying to, facing pressure in that Ranger front four, getting to Callis once again.
Yeah, the front four doing their job and making it bounce a little bit, and then a really good play in closing speed by the linebacker Haney. Weston Haney from the linebacker spot comes up and makes a good tackle for loss. Truth was in there as well to help finish it off, but a good play from the linebacker there, Weston Haney.
Weston Haney, Jacob Stover, Colton Hornsby, the linebackers, Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, Hudson Woods, the linemen, although Truth Duval L and Caden Leak get plenty of reps coming around left. Positive yardage after the Titans lost a yard on the previous play. This one good for about 4. Let's call it 5, 3rd and 6 on the pass play.
Pretty good, pretty well designed play there. Brought the receiver in motion. Looked like he was going to come across the formation. Then they snapped the ball and he stopped and kind of came back from where he started on a little bubble and released the fullback out there. So pretty good play, been a really good open field tackle by Johnson coming up from his safety spot to hold it to somewhat of a minimal gain, but a well-designed play there and positive yardage to bring up somewhat third manageable for East.
Jordan Leos, sophomore receiver, on the receiving end of that Callis pass. Here's Dietrich on the other side. Across the 25, or across the 20, I should say, near the 25, down at the 24. He needed the 27, it looks like, so they're just shy on 4th down.
Another well-designed play. They actually motioned that receiver in, the slot receiver, and he went and cracked our play side linebacker there, number 33, Stover, and so it looked like he was going to have the edge and he was going to be able to pick up that first down. But again, we already called his name once. Weston Haney from the inside linebacker spot gets over the top, shows his speed, forces him to cut back inside, and the Rangers rally to stop him short of the first down, but they're going to go for it here.
Hunter Haug, Philip Smith, or Noah Johnson, Bladen Camacho, and Liam McGee, the secondary for the Rangers. On 4th and 3, they're going to go, and it looks like they got it. Needed the 27. I think they got the 28.
Yeah, nice little play there. They get up under center, try to draw the Rangers off sides. Rangers do a good job of staying disciplined. But then the quarterback turns around, faces the sideline, and actually moves out away from under center. Looks like he's getting a play from the offensive coaches. So the defense is not really ready, waiting for the quarterback to get under center. They direct snap it to the running back and kind of catch the Rangers off guard there. And our D-line wasn't teed off ready to go, and they were able to get movement, and they picked up a first down. So nice little play design there, catching the Rangers off guard.
First down of the night for the Victoria East offense. And then that Ranger D returning to form on that first play of the new set of downs.
Yeah, Big Roberts there. Again, anytime interior D lineman is making a tackle for loss, you know that it was a heck of a play because, again, we mentioned it. Those guys are getting double teamed in there more times than not. So to be able to split a double team and still make a tackle for loss on a running back, really nice play by Roberts on the inside there.
Talked plenty in the first half, and rightfully so, about that Ranger defensive line. Barrow, 6 sacks. Woods, 8 sacks. 5 sacks for Roberts. A line that just continues to come at you in a number of different ways from a number of different spots. On 2nd and 10, maybe a couple, maybe one, depending on the spot. Either way, 3rd and long for the Titans.
Yeah, great play by Barrow there. Barrow coming from the defensive end spot. They tried to run a little power play, and he read the tackle perfectly and got underneath the puller and just log jammed everything there. And other guys were able to rally and make the tackle, but it all started with Barrow doing his job, clogging up and stopping the puller.
3rd and 10 after no gain, and here comes the pressure. No chance. Big quarterback sack there for Ashton Norrid.
Yeah, great job by him. He comes off the edge. The entire defensive line slants to the right because we're bringing a linebacker off the edge to the left. So he came unblocked, and the quarterback looking out to his left didn't see it till the very last second. So Nord picks up a big sack. So after giving up the first down on a little bit of a wrinkle-type play, Ranger defense responds in kind, and they go backwards from there. So now they're going to punt 4th and 18 for Victoria East, punting against the wind.
Nord,
fair catch it here.
Nord, a linebacker, 15-plus tackles coming in, high kick. Noah Johnson lost it for a second, but able to maintain possession, and the Rangers will start at the Titan 45, maybe the 46. We'll see where the refs spot this football.
Yeah, it's tough catching that ball, especially when it's into the wind and that thing's just holding it up there forever, even pushing it backwards. So good job of him kind of corralling it after initially bobbling it. But, again, as we mentioned, well, no, we're going to see the whole change of backups here. And so the starters' night is done, so we'll try to call some guys out. But leading the charge out there is number 10, Easton Walker, in at quarterback.
Yes, sir. Lincoln McKeon, the running back, he gets it on the first snap of this possession. Where's number 27? Lincoln. They're going to give him a yard, I believe. Forward progress. And so Ty Knutson appears his not only night, but that would indicate his regular season is done. Came in with just under 1,430 yards passing on the season, 16 touchdowns. He added a couple more. Scored a Brody Wick in that first half, another one to Hunter Haug. So his regular season here in 2025 appears to be over as McKeon goes in motion to the other side of Walker. Easton takes the snap. Easton to Reggie. Reggie's got a seam, 35-30, inside the 20, knocked out of bounds inside the 15.
There's that same play we scored on with Brody Wick earlier, We motion the fullback out of the backfield, gain numbers. They don't adjust to it defensively, so we get a hat on their two closest defenders. Great job of blocking in the open space. That's really tough to do without getting a holding call. And you see the sophomore speed there, Reggie. Once he hits that seam, it's a race down the sideline, and the last man ends up knocking him out of bounds. But a pickup of about 30, 40 yards there on a simple, nice, easy hitch route. Same one we scored on earlier.
Walker completed all 3 passes that he attempted last week in the big win against MacArthur. Connects on his first one before that keep. They're going to give him 2, maybe 3, so we'll call it 2nd and maybe 7, maybe 8. Yep, they're going to give him 2, so ball is at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, design quarterback run there, getting Easton up inside. Good job moving the pile, picking up positive yards on first down. He is a threat running the ball. Have a thick body, runs hard, but he does have some wheels, so he expect the quarterback run a little bit more as the night moves on.
Forced out of bounds is McKeon. Lincoln, a young man who comes in with 22 carries, 87 yards on the season. Those his numbers to start the night. He's had 2 carries to start this drive. As the clock stops at 5:23 and the Rangers still at the 11, no gain, bringing up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, 3rd and long. They might go to the air, get Easton on the move a little bit, sprint out type pass or a quick throw. Don't necessarily have to. I highly doubt that we're going to kick a field goal here, so probably got 2 downs to try to pick up the first down.
Walker, that one broken up.
Yeah, that time the corner read the slant. We've hit a couple slants. He read it and jumped it. I'll tell you what, it was a really good play by Kirk. Kirk, the wide receiver, but he turned into a DB there, seeing that the corner, number 6, Cuevas, was going to undercut it. So he actually turned into the corner there, got his hand up in there and broke it up to save from the interception. So we are going to send out a field goal, not picking up any yardage there. So we're going to let Amaya get on the board. He's done nothing but get PATs tonight, so let him get the field goal team get some reps.
From 28 yards away, automatic Amaya. 5:15 remaining. We have our first points of the second half. They come off the foot of Trent Amaya. We're back after this right here on GVTC. The Rangers 55-0.
Shouldn't be 55.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Jeremy Fuller State Farm, United Rentals, Lynx Roofing, Orthopedic Performance Institute, Frost Bank, The Branch, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge, Christopher Ashley Pools, Singer Services, Methodist Healthcare, and Wick Productions.
We're so used to the Rangers getting 6 that I gave them 6 on the previous field goal. Amaya's 28-yarder makes it 52-0, not 55-0. So 52-0 with 5:15 remaining before we get to the fourth quarter. Amaya still not handling kickoff duties. It appears from that point of things, his night is done. Good return here by the Titans. Still on his feet across the 35 and the 38. A good effort there by Travis Zimmer. As on the Rangers end, it was again Adrian George with kickoff duties.
And credit to Victoria East. Obviously, they're in a tough position. They know it's their last ball game of the year, but as any indication by that run right there, they're still playing hard. Coach Ford, like I said at the top of the broadcast, Coach Ford does a really great job with this team. Although they haven't had the record they were hoping they would have this year, him and his staff do a good job, good schemes, and so I would imagine if they were able to get into a realignment a little bit, and they're going to have success moving forward. This district that they find themselves in right now is no doubt the hardest district in Region 4 in 5A Division 1 for sure, from top to bottom. And so, they've had some games. They've hung in close with a couple teams, and so they're not too far away. But Coach Ford and his staff do a good job. I know Coach Ford. We played college ball together. Well, he played more than I did. He actually played college football a lot. I was more on the team than played, but Coach Ford was a tight end for Texas State, and so that's how I know him. But he's a really good guy, and he was at Canyon for a little while as offensive coordinator around here, and so he's always done a great job. And And so wish him nothing but the best with his program down there.
Continuing to build for the Titans. 5:03 remaining, 2nd and 10.
Should have been a false start.
No penalty marker, but a big run down the sideline and inside the 40.
East might have got away with a little one. It looked like the whole right side of the line moved a little bit early. But nonetheless, pretty good vision. I think that was the first time we've seen that running back tonight. Rashawn Stafford showed pretty good vision there. Nothing was designed to be an inside run, but he bounced it to the outside, showed some speed, and picked up their biggest run play of the night, moving into Smithson Valley territory, I believe, for the first time this evening.
And our director, Michael Libby, doing a fantastic job of making sure that I know that number 18, Xavier Valadez, is the new quarterback. So Dedrick Callis, very game performance tonight, facing that front four of the Rangers, and oftentimes, like so many do, not coming out on the better end of those battles. I wonder if his night is done. It would appear so with Valadez now in there, although, as I say that, here he comes back in. Callis back in there on 2nd down and 6 from the Ranger 34. Maybe an equipment issue, maybe something was...
Yeah, maybe helmet came off or something like that.
Callis getting across the 35, but I think he lost a yard.
Yeah, great pursuit from the linebacker, Granado, number 24. Again, they've run that play a couple times, and they're doing a really good job of cracking the play side linebacker. But our Mike linebacker, the inside guy, is doing a great job of recognition, and he's hauling butt over the top. And that's about the 2nd or 3rd time that we've seen what looked like a well-blocked play and it was going to go for a good chunk of yardage, end up either no gain or tackle for loss due to our Mike linebacker getting over the top and making a great play.
You mentioned Nicholas Granado. Owen Truss also on the field. Justin Hackett at corner is on the field as well. Shaden Davis, number 32, in at safety. There's a pass complete near side. Hackett with the tackle, 21-on-21 action. Jordan Leos, his 2nd catch of the night for the Titans.
Yeah, and another sophomore with Hackett playing corner, getting some great reps. And then we also have a freshman in the secondary, number 32, Shaden Davis. Mm-hmm. He's getting some valuable reps here, a talented freshman getting called up to the varsity squad. And this is his 2nd week. I believe he got some playing time last week versus MacArthur. So
he did. Getting
some valuable reps here. And so pretty young in the secondary. So the future for the Rangers looking bright. And we got a bunch of underclassmen out there making plays.
4th down, they're going. Why not? Callis to his left. Ranger pursuit, no chance.
And
turnover on downs. Go ahead, Brian.
There he was. We just talked about him. The freshman, Davis, coming up from the safety spot. You see the replay here. Had great pressure initially, but at the longer that gets strung out, secondary comes into play. And right there, he comes in and actually makes the tackle and a big stop on 4th down. The freshman, Shaden Davis, coming in from a safety spot, getting into the action. So great job after a pretty good drive, the best drive of the evening for Victoria East. Good job by the Ranger defense stiffening up and giving it back to the offense.
They'll take over at their own 32. Walker and Renix Vizaduga. The backfield, complete to Brody Wick across the 40, near 1st down yardage on 1st and 10. They're going to give him exactly the 40, so a pickup of 8 to bring up 2nd and 2.
Simple little hitch route out there, and we know once Brody gets the ball in his hands that he's got a burst of speed, so does a good job and picks up a really good gain on 1st down, 2nd and 2.
Easton Walker coming in, 17 of 21 on the season, so very efficient when he gets in there, 204 yards passing. And shotgun here. Renix Vizaduga coming toward us in motion. 1st down across the 38, fighting to get to the 35. Pushed out of bounds, but not until he picks up another Smithson Valley 1st down.
Yeah, ends up getting the edge and picking up some yardage there. Timing was a little bit off. We snapped it, and he was still a good 4 or 5 yards away. I think that if the timing was a hair better, he gets the edge even quicker and might be able to hit that crease. But nonetheless, still picks up a good chunk and keeps the chains moving. So fresh set of downs at the 45 for the Ranger offense.
Vizaruga behind Walker. And the Titans read that one well. One of the few times that defensively they made a play behind the Ranger line of scrimmage.
Yeah, had a massive crease there, and that was actually the defensive end that got kicked out by the guard. He almost like accidentally made the tackle. He kind of got pinballed into the running back. But if we were able to get inside of that kick-out block, it was there was a sizable crease in there, and so just kind of unfortunate there. It was a well blocked up front. Could have gone for a big play, but nonetheless, kid made a good play and tackle for loss.
On 2nd and 12, Walker, play action, in trouble. And for the second straight play, the Titans defense comes up with a big one.
A penalty in the secondary.
There is a penalty, so we'll see if the Khalil Prater sack will stand.
We had a receiver on the ground down there. I'm not sure.
Holding on the defense, number 13.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty, includes an automatic first down.
Had a receiver, number 23, Fielder Finley, in the middle of the field. And when I looked up, he kind of just got tackled right there in the middle of the field. You see it in the background. So that's why Easton had to hold on to the football and take the sack, was because the guy he was trying to throw to was on the ground. So referees saw it, and Rangers get a fresh set of downs because of it.
At the Victoria East 48. Walker with twins to his right. Lone receiver here to our side. Fake the pitch to Vizaruga, and Walker is off to the races. Inside the 10, makes a move. Touchdown, Easton Walker.
I told you in the first drive, he's a big-bodied quarterback, but that does not mean he's not mobile. We even saw him last year come in the playoffs and have a big, long run, and that time faked the zing sweep that we had handed off for a first down earlier. Designed quarterback run. Great vision, bounces it to the outside, then outruns the defense, and you could tell he really wanted that touchdown. Now, I'm not running out of bounds. Cuts back to the inside, breaks a tackle, lays out for the pylon. So great run by Easton, good blocking up front, and Ranger offense, even though we got other guys in there, still executing at a high level. Oh, I think we nicked it in off the upright.
Adrian George
off
with the extra point off the post.
I think in hockey they give you an extra point for that, right? off the bar.
Easton Walker, 48-yard touchdown run, his second score of 2025. Rangers totally in control with 22 seconds left in the third quarter, and with just 22 seconds left in quarter number 3. We'll keep it right here on GVTC as we end the regular season and our Thursday night football coverage. Been a fun year, not only bringing you Smithson Valley Ranger football, but also teams throughout Comal ISD, the Bernie ISD schools as well, and always great to cover the Hill Country, Comal, and just this area north of greater San Antonio that produces some of the area's very best football.
And beautiful landscape here. Oh, Rangers love playing at home. There's not a better stadium out there, a home stadium, so often. When we play other teams and things like that, they're playing, they got 1 or 2 stadiums for 7 or 8 teams in a district. And so even though it's a home game, you don't really get the feel of truly playing at home because it's not on your campus. That is one of the great things about Comal ISD is every one of the high schools has their own stadiums, whether it be football, or baseball, softball, got their own gyms. And so it truly is that home environment. And there's not a better setting in the Hill Country than watching a game at Ranger Stadium in the surrounding areas. And so we get to do it at least one more time next week. Don't know who we play yet, but as the playoffs work, the higher seed in the first round gets to host the first round playoff game. And so although we don't know who we're playing yet, we'll let that district sort itself out. Our district is already set 1 through 4, but the district we're going against in the first round is not set until tomorrow, the final games of the regular season. So we don't know who we're playing, but we will be playing here at Ranger Stadium next week for the first round playoff game.
Kickoff with the Rangers' hope is a run that takes them back to where last season ended. First things first, fourth quarter coming up here. Rangers, 12 minutes away from finishing 2025's regular season with a 9-1 record. We're back after this on GBTC.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
We're going to start the fourth quarter right here on GVTC with a replay of the final play of quarter number 3. And when I mean replay, I mean they're going to do it again. Not like we're showing you a replay, but the same play once again. 1st and 10 here at the 15. Keeper to the 20. Good room and a nice spin past the 30 near the 35. And that, the best the Victoria East offense has lucked as quarterback Diedrich Callis has himself a big game.
Yeah, and you can see how shifty and quick he is when he gets into the open field. He hasn't had a chance much tonight to actually get into some open space to show off those moves, but he was able to there, and a nice little spin move, made a man miss and picks up a first down. But you can see that he is an explosive type athlete playing quarterback, but just unfortunately for him and East, he hadn't got really into that open space much tonight.
Second first down for this Titans offense. And a good pickup on 1st and 10. Cross the 40 to right around the 43. It's Adherian Walker, senior running back, getting the touch.
Try to call out some guys as they make plays, but in the D-line down there, looks like we got Adrian George, Jackson Kimnitz. Try to call out some more as we see him make some plays.
2nd and 4 at the 43. Up the middle again, it's Walker. Adherian near first down yardage, marking a yard short. Third quarter numbers, Easton Walker went 3 of 4, 46 yards. 2 rushes for 50 yards, including the 48-yard touchdown. Hogg for the game, 6 receptions for 124 yards. Sjoquist did not play in that third quarter, has 10 carries for 107 yards. Actually, I say he did not play. He might have played in the third, maybe, or was it Renix who might have started the third quarter. Either way, Sjoquist with another impressive performance at 107 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. Brody Wick had a catch, bringing his total to 2 for 38 yards. He had a first half touchdown. Give up the middle on 3rd and short is good for a first down for Victoria East. Aiden Verrett, a catch tonight for 15 yards. Luke Peace, 2 receptions, 22 yards. Jacob Kirk has a catch, 16 yards on that reception. Renix Vezeruga, 4 carries in that third quarter, 5 yards, a touchdown, 1 catch for another 5 yards. Isaiah Reggie, catch for 33 yards. And Trent Amaya, 8 for 8 on extra points, and also has a field goal from 28 yards away. And Ty Knutson will go through his numbers after this play. He did not play in the third quarter, but we'll go through what appears to be his final stat line for tonight. Again, Walker crossed the 50 this time to the Smithson 49. Easton, 12 of 14, or Ty, 12 of 14, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns. And again, Ty Knutson very, very efficient from that quarterback spot this evening.
Yeah, I think really the only 2 incompletions were the deep balls over the top, kind of just off the fingertips of his receivers, and everything else was on the money. Look, the timing looked really good. Obviously, the schemes were good, had open receivers, but even they made some difficult throws there, long out routes, some timing balls over the middle on some RPOs. So had a really impressive night from Ty and the entire Ranger offense and defense, special team, just overall. Great performance. Good team win.
On 2nd and 7, again, it's Walker very busy on this drive. They've gone to number 22 time and time again. Last 4 plays, I believe, have all ended with him carrying it for the Titans. They're to the Smithson Valley 45. 3rd and 3 is what awaits.
Taking their time, obviously. I mean, clock is running and putting together a decent drive here. I'm sure they would love to cap off their season, getting some points on the board, which is, as we know, not easy to do versus Ranger defense, regardless of who's in there. They don't give up hardly any points ever anyway, so sure they would love to cap off a drive and get some points on the board here.
First down carry. They're inside the Ranger 40-yard line. This, to that point, Brian, it's a Smithson Valley defense that was allowing 11.4 points per game before last week when they surrendered just the 7 to MacArthur.
Yep.
So you know that 11.4 went down just a hair.
Yeah, and you would imagine that would go down even more here. I mean, if they give up a touchdown. Here it's still less than that 11 mark, so shutout would even go a longer way than that. But still got some time left in the ball game as we approach 7 minutes. So see if the Rangers defense can stiffen up here and keep the goose egg on the board.
Walker inside the 35. It's a Ranger defense that allowed less than 100 rushing yards per game at 99.5. Passing yards per game, they were right around 158.5. And again, that was before last week's domination against MacArthur. The Brahmas did not pass for very much yardage, so you know that average was helped out even more than the 158.5 with the performance last week against MacArthur. On 2nd and 5, Callis, 3 more it would appear. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Titans.
Good patient run in there, and again, Ranger defense doing a great job no matter who's in the ball game. Obviously Victoria East still has their starting offense out there with their offensive line and their starting quarterback trying to get something going, get some points on the board, and cap off the season with a scoring drive. But Ranger defense, even with a lot of guys rolling in there, not making it easy on them, not giving up big plays, making them earn everything, and making them get 2, 3, 4 yards a carry. So
on 3rd and 3, up the middle, shy, so 4th and short coming, about a yard shy. We have an official timeout. We'll step aside. When we come back here on the GVTC Thursday night kickoff, Rangers less than half a quarter away from closing out the regular season here in 2025.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Lynx Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
GVTC's Thursday night kickoff. 4th and 1 for the Titans. No surprise to anyone, the Victoria East offense still on the field. They're at the Ranger 28. Dedrick Callis still in at quarterback, evades a tackler, coming left, in trouble well beyond the line of scrimmage, going to try to reverse course.
Oh,
still on his feet.
Man.
Finally, the Rangers able to bring him down, but Dedrick Callis made things a lot more exciting than maybe they should have been.
Yeah, just great Ranger pursuit there, and it all started with Owen Truss coming off the edge. They tried a little zone read, quarterback keep. Truss gets up the field even as he's getting blocked, forces the quarterback to have to go backwards. So even though he didn't make the original tackle, forced the quarterback to go backwards on 4th and short, and by that time the Ranger pursuit was all over him. And it was an impressive run just to elude and stay alive for as long as he did, but ultimately Rangers rally and get a 4th down stop to keep that goose egg on the board. We'll see the Ranger offense come back out after they had an impressive drive with a long Easton Walker touchdown run last drive they were out there.
As a Smithson Valley defense gets a turnover on downs and makes its way off the field. Another note about just how good they've been is Lincoln McKeon comes our way. Loss of a couple yards. Great job of pursuit by that Titan defense. The Rangers, only once this season did they allow more than 17 points. By the way, those 17 points came in the 27-17 victory against Piper. And at one time was in the loss to Brennan. The Bears were able to get 30 that night. But aside from that, allowing 6 to Roosevelt, 10 to Madison, 14 to Champion, the 17 to Piper, 7 to Wagner, 10 to Seguin, 14 to a very good New Braunfels team, and 7 last week to MacArthur. Pitch, McKeon whistles.
Looks like we had some movement early there. Rangers will go back 5 yards.
On the offense, in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty.
In the neutral
Remain
zone.
second down.
That means one of our receivers or somebody must have lined up past the line of scrimmage, I guess. Very rarely do you hear offense in the neutral zone. But, yeah, it looks like our receiver up top in the slot might be lined up off sides. But I'll tell you what, shout out to the band. I mean, it's 59-0, and they are still rocking and having a great time down here, man. They are got all kinds of things going on. Shout out to those guys, always bringing the energy.
Screen pass incomplete. They're looking in the direction up top and incomplete. And
that was Tudyk they were trying to Kieran in there.
Number 44 lined up in the neutral zone. Remain second down.
It's the second time. I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but lining up off sides 2 times in a row there. So something that I just said you very rarely hear has now happened twice in a row. So not sure who it is or what's going on there, but it's 2 penalties in a row taking the Rangers back. That's 2nd and 21.
Now at the 22. Walker the snap. Same play. This time Tudyk able to haul it in. Brought down right away. His first catch of the night, 2nd of the season. Kiernan, a senior receiver for the Rangers.
Rangers taking their time here. Obviously, 3rd and real long. My guess is they'll either high percentage throw or maybe quarterback run here, something like that, just to keep that clock moving and punt the ball away. So definitely taking their time here as they break the huddle. Under 10 seconds left on the play clock, so they'll have to hurry to get it off.
And they've got to take the timeout.
Yeah, play clock was running down. So the clock stops with 3:33 left in the ball game. Rangers up 59-0.
This only the second time these two programs have met. Of course, realignment putting these two teams in the same division, and so they met last year. A 45-0 Smithson Valley victory. And that was the first time these two programs had ever met. So getting together again.
If I remember correctly, that was on a Thursday as well, down in Victoria. And one of the it was relatively tight early on, but one of the plays that broke the game wide open was a pick 6 by Kalunga. You may recognize that name. He had a couple pick 6s. Had one in that game coming off of elbow surgery. Had one that game. Had one against New Braunfels, Flower Bluff. One of them in the Dome, I know that. And then obviously the biggest one that earned him the defensive MVP of the state championship game, picking off the Highland Park quarterback and getting a pick 6 in the state championship game that kind of flipped the momentum of that one. So shout out there, Kalunga. And wow, what Easton Walker in a rugby scrum.
Easton Walker all the way to the 50 from the 22. And of that 38-yard gain, I'm not kidding, 25 of them came in scrum-like fashion.
Look at the replay here. Credit to Easton for keeping his feet moving. But
there's 10.
Everybody getting on the action. Walker and company
there's
all
15.
picked up the first
There's
down.
20 yards while in the scrum.
That was awesome. Credit to him keeping those legs pumping, but also the O-line, everybody else getting in the action and pushing that pile. He was stopped well short of the first down and ends up picking up, like you said, another 20 yards after contact. Now Victoria East has a substitution issue, so they're going to take a timeout so they don't get 12 men on the field. But the unlikeliest of first downs there, awesome.
Well, going back to it allows us to go back to, you're talking about Kalunga and that big pick six, and I had the pleasure of calling that game, and obviously you were there as well, Brian, and that was just one of those plays where there's a reason the term momentum shift exists. Before that, Highland Park is kind of off to a good start. You could even say dictating things early. That pick six happens, and it completely changed the tide of that ball game.
Yeah, even though it didn't give us the lead, it felt like it did, right? We were down 14-6. They had scored 2 touchdowns, and although our offense was moving the ball well, having trouble getting it in the end zone, so we had kicked 2 field goals, and then our offense had just went 3 and out, so you just kind of felt that, man, if they score a touchdown here and make it 21-6, it's going to be tough uphill sledding there. And then first play of the drive, Coach Worsty and his defensive staff call a great coverage. They disguised, made it look like cover 4 off soft coverage by the corner. And it was really cover 2, which gave Kalunga the freedom to kind of stick his foot in the ground, not worrying about getting beat deep. And he read it perfectly, picked it off. And, yeah, it just, from that point forward, the momentum and the atmosphere of the entire stadium changed. Like I said, although it didn't give us the lead, it sure felt like it did, pulling it to 14-13, and then the Ranger defense just clamped down from there. Offense did their part, and Rangers end up getting their first ever state championship, and definitely a momentum-shifting moment in that game right there for Kalunga.
We're at the 2-minute timeout following the Fielder Finley first down, pitch and catch. Let's step aside for the final time in the regular season in 2025. When we come back, the final 2 minutes on the GVTC Thursday night kickoff.
We would like to thank Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge for sponsoring our Rangers. They are a huge part of our community and have Ranger athletes of their very own. Thanks, Chick-fil-A at Stone Ridge. The Rangers appreciate Jeremy Fuller State Farm's support year after year of our Smithson Valley athletes. If you need home, auto, insurance, and more, call Jeremy Fuller State Farm today. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Smithson Valley Ranger athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pulls. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. When you are ready to complete your backyard paradise, Christopher Ashley Pulls can bring your vision to life.
Lincoln McKeon with a 17-yard gain to give the Rangers a 1st and 10 now at the Victoria East 21. 134 and counting is what remains on the final Thursday night kickoff broadcast of the GVTC high school football season.
A good run there. Picks up a big chunk of yardage, 15 yards, so Ranger offense knocking on the door again.
McKeon again, this time coming right, staying in bounds. Cross the 20 to the 19, a pickup of 2. More importantly, the clock now goes under a minute.
Yeah, credit to the fullback there, Brett Wallace. They brought a linebacker blitzing hard off the edge and right into the teeth of that outside zone. He does a good job of containing that and stunning the linebacker at the line of scrimmage, allowing McKeon to bounce outside of it. And good heads-up play by McKeon, staying in bounds, keeping the clock running. So barring going out of bounds or anything like that. Probably the last play of the ball game right here as the clock ticks under 40 seconds.
McKeon gets the touch near the 15. That's where he's met by a wall of Titan defenders. And as Brian mentioned, that should be the final play of the 2025 regular season.
Goes by fast, doesn't it?
It sure does. Brian Hill, your final thoughts on a night in which the Rangers dominated, and really your greater thoughts here on a regular season that will see the Rangers finish 7-0 in district competition and 9-1 overall.
Yeah, obviously goals. The Ranger team sets goals each year, and one of them is to win a district title. And so that mission is accomplished, and you know that it's playoff time coming soon when the time changes, and so all of a sudden you're coming out and it's dark, but even before kickoff. I'm actually wearing jeans to a ball game, so I'm not sweating. So you know that playoffs are approaching, and the Rangers cap off a great regular season, but obviously they have higher aspirations than the regular season, and so hoping for a long playoff run as we move through November. And hopefully into December. But, one thing to keep in mind is, everybody starts 0-0 heading into the playoffs. And so we're going to have another tough opponent. Like we said, don't know who it's going to be, but it will be here at home. And hopefully that's the beginning of a lengthy playoff run. So congratulations to the Rangers on the district championship. And now the regular season's over. The second season has begun.
16th district championship in program history, dating back to 1997, and so now we hope that a month and a half from now we are getting a chance to compete for a second state championship in the program's history. We'll see you next week for the first round of the high school football playoffs as the Rangers open defense in terms of the second season of things of the 5A Division I state title. For Brian Hill and all the amazing folks at Wick Productions, we say good night. We'll see you next week for the first round of the Smithson Valley football playoffs.
Go Rangers.